Hello, welcome to this lesson. I am Wokuracha Isaac Kennedy. I'll be taking you through chemistry for senior 2A. The date is there, senior 2A in Gwere Secondary School. Let's have a look at the topic we're going to see and the theme. The theme for our lesson is carbon in the environment. The topic is also carbon in the environment. The competency the learner investigates the diversity of carbon compounds in the environment. The learning outcome understand the origin of hard water in limestone areas. And investigate how hard water can be softened. Let's look at more types of hard water. But before we go to the types of hard water, where do hard water come from? What are the sources of hard water? Or what are the sources of water? Where do we get water from? You can see there the well, the rivers, rainfall. Which of the above waste more soap solution? Out of the three, which one wastes more soap solution? You can think about that and give a reply. We have borehole water, we have tap water, what are the two types of water hardness? There are basically two types of water hardness. What are they? What are those basically two types of water hardness that we are going to focus on? What is a hard water? You need to know what a hard water is. We have two types of hardness. One, we have permanent hardness and temporary hardness. So you will be required to investigate the causes of those hardness in water and how this hardness can be removed, both permanent hardness and temporary hardness in water. Sources of temporary hardness. Where do temporary hardness come from? Temporary hardness is caused by calcium and bicarbonate ions. When we are talking about calcium, we are meaning the calcium ions. And the bicarbonate ions, we are meaning the hydrogen carbonate. So the hardness in water is caused by calcium hydrogen carbonate or magnesium hydrogen carbonate. Why do you say temporary hardness? Because it can be removed by boiling. Just mere boiling, you remove the hardness. Surface water. One of the sources of temporary hardness is surface water. Groundwater, wells and springs. Groundwater, wells and springs. Municipal water supply that uses surface water or groundwater. Then we have rainwater passed through carbonate-rich soil rocks. Those are some of the sources of hard water, more especially the temporary hardness. You can see them there. Permanent hardness in water. What about permanent hardness in water? What causes permanent hardness in water? It is caused due to the calcium sulfate and magnesium sulfate there. Those are the things which causes permanent hardness. The ions responsible for causing permanent hardness, we have the calcium sulfate and the magnesium sulfate. Why do we call it permanent? We call it permanent because it cannot be removed by boiling. The method employed to remove the hardness cannot be removed by boiling. That's why we call it permanent hardness. Sources of permanent hardness: groundwater with high content of sulfate and calcium and magnesium, seawater, municipal water that uses wastewater treatment, industrial processes with high level of dissolved minerals. Those are some of the examples of the hardness in water. Yeah. Let's proceed. What are the methods of removing hardness in water? The common method for removing hardness in water. What are they? The method for removing hardness in water. The temporary hardness. We have boiling. How is it done? Simply boil water to precipitate calcium carbonate. We have lime softening. Add calcium oxide to water to remove calcium bicarbonate ions. Precipitation with washing soda. Add washing soda or sodium carbonate to water to precipitate the calcium carbonate. Those are some of the basic methods employed to remove hardness, more especially temporary hardness. Let's see the method for removing. The method for removing temporary hardness cannot be used to remove permanent hardness. But the method for removing permanent hardness can be used to remove temporary hardness. So I want you to note this. The method for removing permanent hardness in water. One, we have distillation. How is distillation done? Vaporize the water and condense it, leaving the minerals behind. We have chemical softening. Add chemicals like sodium carbonate to remove calcium ions and magnesium ions. Use ion exchange. One of the methods. Use resins to exchange calcium and magnesium ions for sodium and potassium. So let's look at this. Do an investigation on how water hardness affects soap. Can you do that investigation, that assignment? How water hardness affects soap. Can you do that investigation and conclude that? Thank you very much for attending this lesson.